What's going on, guys? Cole aka Proximitty here, bringing you a brand new video today. Today I'm actually returning to Roots and doing a jump tutorial video. I say returning to Roots because my channel originally started getting a lot of traction and taking off because of my jump tutorial videos that I did at the beginning of Halo 5. But here we are almost 2 years later. I'm going to be updating my Fathom jump video just because there's a lot of jumps that I have learned since then and a lot of jumps that I feel like a lot of people want to learn. Frequently asked questions on some of these jumps, so we're going to go through it. I'm going to cover all of the jumps that I know on this map, but I'm going to start with the more advanced ones because I'm sure that's the ones that people are more interested in at this stage in the game. So let's start out straight away and try to teach you guys the jump where you jump off that box to get to top mid right off the rip, and you can get camo really quickly. So you spawn here in the flag. If you time your jump right and you practice this enough, you can fly off this box and get to top mid. That is a very difficult jump, easily the most difficult jump that I have learned in Halo 5, and it took me a lot of practice, which is important. And that's the first thing that I want to say. I'm going to break down how I do this jump, but you guys have to understand it will take practice. It's a lot of timing, and you're just going to have to do it over and over until you get it down. So that one was bad. I even mess it up sometimes, you know. I get it down probably 9 times out of 10 nowadays, but I'll probably choke a lot for this video just because that's how things go. But, so... Again, I always started practicing this jump from the spawn because that's when it's most useful. As soon as you start the game, you can get up to camo really quickly if you are good at it. So I always start here. This is just the way I learned it. You want to start in the flag. I would just run to the right of this little table. I don't know what you call that. Then you just get your timing right, hook your left, and then that is the hardest part, is getting your thrust off. But you want to be aiming for this part of the box here, anywhere in between here and this edge. So that's what you're going to be aiming for. So again, I'm going to come back here. Always start in the flag. It's the best way to learn, at least for me. And then... Oh my gosh, man. But basically, what you want to be trying to do... Again, like I said, is you really have to feel it out. But you want to be jumping at a certain range. I don't really pay attention to like where I'm standing on the floor when I jump. I just kind of have a visual cue. But it's around this area. You kind of just have to get the timing down. It's just a jump thrust. I'm going to say 1, 2 as I go for this one. So 1 is going to be my jump, and then 2 is going to be the thrust if you want to try to get the timing down that way. So it's going to be 1, 2. Right there. That was a really clean one. You can see that it's not super fast. You don't immediately jump thrust. It's a jump, and then like there's a little bit of buffer time in between the thrust button. And then you can get it. Now the stabilize is another portion of it. You have to stabilize, you have to time the stabilize right in order to get the elevation necessary to get the clamber. But that part's easier than the actual thrust. The thrust is going to be the hardest part. Now, again, this took me a long time to really get down. I practiced this for hours and hours and hours. I would be talking to my girlfriend at night, and while I was on the phone with her, I would literally just be in a custom game doing this over and over. Another thing I recommend doing, if you can start getting that down, is doing this. So once you get to top mid, run through the other side, get in this base, and then do it from blue side as well. Because you want to make sure you can do it on both sides without having any problems. Just because you don't want to have to be only familiar with the one side's visual cues. They are a little bit different, ever so slightly. But again, the boxes have a little bit of a different aiming point on each side. So this is what I would do right here. I would get that, and I would run. Then I would thrust like this. Just run through the door, and then do it again from the other side. So I would just be running laps doing this over and over and over until I got pretty damn good at it. So I'm gonna set it up again right now, but you guys see it. That's the point. Practice that. It's gonna take a while, but it's worth it. Yeah, okay, moving on to the next jump. This one is a much simpler version of the same thing. You're gonna be jumping off this box here to get up to the bridge. It's the same idea. You basically just have to get the timing down, but there's so much less precision necessary because you don't have to aim on that really certain specific part of the box. And you can do this at any time. It's pretty common to spawn around your VAD area, and if you want to get up to top mid, you can run over and just... All you got to do is get the timing down on the thrust. If you want to practice your thrust timing on this side before you go over there, that's a great way to do it. It's the same timing. So if you get that timing down, you can just hit your shins off the box. I jumped way too early there. I noticed that actually as I jumped, and I knew I wasn't going to get that one. But you can just practice that. Once you get that timing down there, you can translate that over to the other jump. So that jump's really easy to do. Stabilizing isn't even necessary all the time. I think I just did it a minute ago without doing that. So off the same box, you can get up to top mid rather than just a bridge. You hit over here on this corner and then quickly stabilize. I didn't do it there, but if you do it, you can get the elevation necessary. You have to kind of aim. Oh, it didn't stabilize, man. I hit the button. It just didn't do it. Okay, you're aiming here, and then you're just gonna Dude, it literally, my controller just doesn't want to let me stabilize right now. It's actually not that hard. This is one of the easier ones. It looks really difficult to do. I swear it just won't let me do it. I'm actually kind of getting a little frustrated here. Here, let's try this one more time here. Okay, there we go. It didn't let me do it, but you can see. I promise that's actually one of the easier ones. I feel like that's one of the ones I can consistently do, but for some reason right now. There we go. That one's easy. Once you get the timing down, of course. Because once you have so much momentum, once you hit that wall, you kind of just slide up it, and you can get that clamber pretty easy. So that's a pretty easy way to get a top mid there. Going back to the original huge appeal of my first jump video that I did on this map, it was the box jump, or whatever the hell this is, from boxes off that little thing to get to top mid, where you just jump, crouch, and you turn and jump off of it. It's actually very easy. It will take some... Okay, it's not very easy. It takes some timing, but once you get it down, it's pretty damn simple. You basically just jump, hold crouch, let off crouch as you hit, and then you can just jump on up. You're gonna have to jump again on impact, but you're aiming for the middle of this little extrusion on the wall, and you just gotta get the timing down. Whenever I first was learning that jump, I practiced it so much that I could do it with my eyes closed, and that's not for me trying to sound like I'm bragging. I'm just saying that's how much I did it. So all these jumps, if you want to get them down, you're going to have to practice them a ton. You can also jump off this box to go straight up top mid. And then also from these boxes, if you get on the lip, this little elevated part, and once you feel that elevation, you can jump and crouch into this little crevice and then jump backwards and out and up. Also, a little bit of a complicated one, but it's good. You can pretty much feel that elevation. You can see the visual cue of how your screen rises up once you step on it. If you time that, you can just jump, crouch in, and then you have to pull back a little bit on your left stick to get out of that little, make sure you're not hitting your head. But that one's pretty simple too. So that's a little bit more of a covered way to get a top mid, because if you're jumping here, you have the possibility of getting shot from somebody standing at the opposite wall. You can get easy shots on you. But if you jump into that little, crevice here, you can make sure that doesn't happen. You can also crouch all the way over, almost to the very edge. At one point, it pushes you out there, but you can crouch over pretty far. So if you want to potentially make a play on railgun guy, as somebody's grabbing railgun, you could wait for him to run out, and then you could back smack him. Pretty useful. It's a good spot. One of the more difficult jumps, this one I'm not great at. I'm okay at it. You can jump off of here, and if you get timing down, you can jump backwards and clamber up to the bridge. See if I can get this without having to take too many attempts. I tell you, like, some days I can do this really well, and other days I just choke it a lot. I'm not getting it down right now. Very possible. It's, again, a timing thing. Takes a lot of practice. I practiced it a good amount, but clearly not enough. One thing you want to do is make sure you angle your reticle back a good amount, so you already have the clamber. See, right there, I feel like I should have got it, but you basically just need to just spam your clamber button. At one point, this will give it to me, damn it. Come on. All right, you know what? We're going to come back to that one later. But that one's very possible. I want to go ahead and go into the gen here. This is an interesting one that a lot of people don't know about. In red gen. This is only in red gen. Blue gen has a similar thing, but it's different. Right here on the wall, there's a little screen. You can just jump on the screen and stand on it. Very useful. This is only a flag map in competitive rotation, but very useful for people that are pushing your porch. Even if you have the flag, they might not see you straight away. See, because you'd be like up there. So it's very easy to get a couple shots, and you can also go for a ground pound. So you can kill people with that ground pound. Even if you're just shooting somebody here at the porch, you could like jump off this wall, and if they push in, you can just... So it's really, really useful. Really good jump. But on blue side, I'll show you that one. Let's go over to blue here. See if I can show you this side. This side, it's over here. It's a little screen on this side that you can jump off of. They don't have it on this side. It's a smaller one, but you can still do it a little different. While we're here in the flag, let me show you this jump. You can hit here on the porch, and you're going to have to stabilize jump, but you can clamber up on this metal piece. That was actually the worst jump I've ever done. I don't know why I jumped out so far. You don't want to jump out too far. It's kind of just a little... Okay, look, this is, again, one of the easier ones, but for some reason I'm choking. There we go. Really, really not hard. It's pretty damn simple. But you have really good sightline to their treehouse. This is a really good opening strat. I know my friend Matt, or Hype Train, likes to do this. He will start out grabbing the light rifle, jumping up, and then you have easy shots of somebody trying to fly for camo. You can just get the easy 3-shot on them. Really nice stuff. So that one's nice. You just have to stabilize jump into that. It'll clamber in pretty easily. That's a pretty easy one. Moving over towards the elbow. This one's very well known, but in case you don't know, there is this ledge out here that is purposely there, made by the game. You can just jump up here and jump right there. and now you can get a different place to go into the treehouse. You can also make the jump backwards. If you're about couple feet down the ramp, you can just jump, crouch right into this ledge. Very easy. Might take a little bit of practice on timing, especially you want to get really good at it so you can be in a gunfight with somebody here and then just jump out. Well, not like that. You don't want to be able to just jump out without looking, which of course I can do this in game with no problem, but the moment I'm trying to break it down for a video, I choke it. There you go. I normally do that a lot. You know, I'll be like here and I just like, oh, I need to get out, and then you just jump out like that. Not too hard. On the other side, this isn't exactly a jump, but it is good knowledge. There's a tiny window, enough where you can throw grenades out. You can maybe get shots on somebody there. The ledge is also there, but you can't jump in through that side. But if you run over here, nice little ledge just to have. You can maybe look at somebody nades, or I think you can crouch. No, you can't do that on this map. That's only a Riptide, which is the alternate of this map. But another good thing about this, you can jump and get really good angle on top mid. Super useful if you know somebody's up there. And of course, if you know somebody's pushing you here, you can jump back and get a nice ground pound. So all useful stuff. But again, you can only jump in through that window. Another way to jump through that window, if you have trouble doing this timing, which I feel like is pretty easy, but in case not, you can jump in this corner, or just stand in this corner, look at the opposite side, and take one step, and then just crouch, and you can just jump right in. That's how I had to learn to do it initially, but yeah, pretty cool thing you can do here. You can jump off this little edge. It won't let you stand there, but you can jump off of it, so you can get a nice little, nice little view out there. Let's see if I can hit this jump to get back up. Come on, man. All right, we're going to try this one more time. If not, we're just going to move on. Oh. All right, I'm going to go one more. Third time's a charm. Come on, dude. Why am I choking that so bad? What other jumps do I know? I know there's a few more I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Maybe I don't. Maybe I've pretty much covered everything. Well, there's a hiding spot up here I could talk about. Let's go over here. If you are up here, this one's a little bit weird, but if you sprint, jump, thrust, and stabilize, you can ground pound your way into that little corner. It like puts you in there. Oh, there we go. You gotta like thrust in. Kind of neat little hiding spot. You can do that with a flag. It's possible. It's pretty useful in some situations like stalemates, but honestly, most people by this point know about this little spot, so people will often find you. I guess the only thing really big left now is to make this damn jump, which I promise is possible. I am just completely trash at it for some reason tonight. And by completely trash, I mean I'm 0 for whatever, how many times I've tried this. But it's the same, yeah, it's half of the timing is make sure that you don't hit your head on the damn thing. But I managed to do that, but I can't get the clamber. I'm a little bit upset. See, there I hit my head. But yeah. I've also seen some people do it like this, where they kind of step out like this. I think I saw like Mikwin do that one time. He was like doing like that, which I'm not sure how he was able to do it, because I feel like most people I see do it just do it backwards like this, and they're able to do it pretty quickly. Oh, I do have one other thing I want to talk about besides this. Let's try this one more time, and I'll move on. This one's actually a useful thing that you can do on multiple maps. Fathom just happens to be a good one to do it. Empire's one. A couple maps, Eden, any base where they reused this sort of window type thing, because on Empire and Eden, this is kind of how the front bases look as well. Same height, kind of, that window. It's a really neat way to just fly into the base and just get in there really quickly. If you know how to do the thrust slide, which is when you're sprinting, you have that maintain sprint turned off. You just thrust, crouch, slide, jump. You can do that. You need to do that at the base, and as you are flying after the thrust, crouch, slide, you start holding a ground pound, and then you let off real fast, and it just gives you that little bit of elevation that lets you just rise straight into the base, which is really big on a map like this where you want to fly into the base, pull the flag, or try to kill somebody. Like, if you know your flag is back there, and you want to fly in really quickly, you can just... That was actually a bad example, but let's try that again. A little bit of better timing. There you go. Clean. Look how fast I'm in here. And I can turn midair, so I don't have to just be looking straight. If I know they're in my left, I can already be looking to my left, and I'm in. So that's really sweet. Takes a little bit of timing, but you can get it down, and it's a good way to do that. So, all right, last thing is this, which I am going to cut to when I get it. If I just keep on messing it up, I'm just going to cut to when I can do it, to prove that it is possible, all right? All right, this is the one. I feel it. This is the one. Okay. Yes, dude. Oh my god. I swear, Scout's Honor, that is the first time that I said this is the one. And it actually was the one. So there's the proof on that one. That is going to conclude this. I know this probably ran a little bit longer than a lot of people wanted, but like I said, I want to do the advanced ones straight away. So hopefully you guys learned something. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I might revisit some more of the other maps that I definitely learned more jumps on that I could maybe help you guys out with, and just spread a little bit more general information for people that want to learn. But yeah, make sure you're patient, spend some time practicing this. It will take time to get used to it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you haven't already. Much love, guys. Take it easy.